Everybody, and welcome back to the Emerald Coast. Got just a couple days before summer hits. Got there out here spraying weeds in our sunflowers. Just gassing up or fueling up moss so we can head over across the street and get the last seed in the ground that we need to get in the ground. And that is our cotton. Piece through here. Also want to do a little bit of maintenance on our case. The Case Optima? I really don't keep track. Optima. I was like, I really don't keep track of what these names are. I'm going to do a little bit of maintenance on that. That one should be nice and ready to go. Put that in the building here. What's the bird doing in here? Oh, I guess if you leave the door open, bird's bound to get in. We don't need this thing to get a whole bunch of bird droppings on him. Pump's still running. Gonna take a while. Oh, he's way across the way there. Not a bad spring day, 70 degrees so far. They are calling for rain tomorrow, which is a good thing because I was out here checking the ground moisture, and we're down to 7%. So they say that drought conditions exist when we're at 12% ground moisture. We're at 7. Hoping that the rain that's supposed to come tomorrow morning really helps bolster the ground before we transition into summer. Like I said, none of the soybeans, did this before, none of the soybeans have come up yet. Really concerned with this low ground moisture that we're going to have a lot of seed loss, a lot of failed germination possibly. At any rate, go ahead and get this truck filled up and get out there in the field. Right now we got the field, we got the planter down in the field. I'll bring you guys back. See some of this action. Of course, it's not new action. Planted and seeded plenty of fields recently, but hey, it's always a special day when we put we get seed into the ground for the first time. Come back and get that little bit on the end. Not sure if we're going to be able to clear this. Good. What I'm going to do is I'm going to skip a lane, then come back. I'm going to make it a lot easier. Trying to make these super sharp turns. For now, we're just going to kind of till that till/no-till that these weeds down in the ground. I'm sure they'll be back with a vengeance once the cotton comes up out of the ground. Go ahead and spray these fields. That preventative spraying that we're doing seems to really help. We don't see fields, we don't see the weeds come back. As long as we wait till the crop first emerges, and then we apply a quick coat of herbicide to the crop. The plant is still young enough that it doesn't really damage the plant. Definitely does a number on weeds. Also a bit curious of when we might, when our wheat, not our wheat, but when our barley and our oats might come ready to harvest. Planted those fairly early in autumn and early in winter. They've been in the ground for quite a while. Took off pretty early. Respect to spring growth. We might be lucky enough to see some decent growth out of them here in early summer. Possibly toward the end of early summer, we might be in a position to harvest and bring in our first barley and our first oats. That straw baled up. Good, because our round straw bales are starting to thin out. Going through about 4 bales a day between bedding and mixed rations. Been really happy with this tractor's purchase. Been a really good workhorse. Used it pretty extensively for our spring seeding. In fact, I think it's been hooked up to this unit nearly the entire time that we've owned it. Minus, when we were fueling it back up and stuff. Livestock yard is empty today. Maybe all the animals are inside. Sometimes I see that stockyard, that little fenced-in area, and I think I can't stop but thinking about like a prison, and the outside gym. They call it outside square. What we would think of a playground if we were kids, but obviously inmates don't have playgrounds. Guess they just call it a yard. Barrel should be just about done over there, and then he's going to come over here and take care of this field, besides the field that we're planting. Got some other fields we need to take care of up on the other side of the county. Let's get those taken care of also this evening. On our agenda, we've just got this field, 2 fields right beside us. There are 3 cotton fields for this year, at least for our early cotton. I have to consult our Farmer's Almanac to see if we're able to see how late into the year we can put cotton in the ground. This might try to double crop our oats and barley fields with cotton. Let's see how it works. check the weather forecast. Today looks like we're going to have a high of 80 degrees. Evening a low of mid 60s, 64. And then 6 a.m. we should see some rain. 70% chance of rain Wednesday morning. Then 100% chance of rain come into Wednesday afternoon and Thursday morning. And wow, look, that's the typical pattern you would expect to see. That's summertime. Summertime down here on the Emerald Coast for sure. Rain every other day for who knows how long. At least we get 1 day of reprieve in between our rain spells. When we got 41 bales of hay made off of that other field. Glad we got that made because, man, it's going to be hard getting a decent window of drying time in when it's raining every other day. If it's going to be raining every other day. A little bit skeptical on that because we've had such abnormal dry weather as of late. That seems pretty good. Gonna fill in this field. Move over to those fields. Let's break the role play a little bit and let's just talk about Farm Sim 19. What's been going on in Farm Sim 19? Some of the mods that have been released lately. Maps that have been released lately. Maps that have been announced. Maps that have gone into testing and then went away from testing. What is on your guys' minds with respect to Farm Sim? Got a ton of maps available. A ton of maps are out. But folks still seem to be clamoring for more, and even more. I think I've got probably over 150 maps in my first impressions playlist just for Farm Sim 19. That is just crazy. Back in Farm Sim 17 days, we would be talking right now about Farm Sim 19. Be possibly talking about Farm Sim 21. Had they not announced for the end of January that there wasn't going to be a Farm Sim 21 within the next 16 months or so. I think some folks have been taking that news and just stopping with the no new Farm Sim 21. Without adding the caveat that it was really an informational posting with respect to Focus Home Interactive's financial reporting to their shareholders, their stockholders, those that have an interest in the company financially, basically saying that Giants had reported that there would not be a Farm Sim 21 coming within Focus Home Interactive's next fiscal year. That was the statement. It wasn't that there is no Farm Sim 21, just there is no Farm Sim 21 coming in the next fiscal year. Fiscal year for Focus Home Interactive appears to be April 1st. I don't know if I'd really want to have my fiscal year start on April Fool's Day, but hey, I guess they're just less superstitious. Maybe I am on that. At any rate, their fiscal year starts April 1st through March 31st. Okay. Fiscal year that this report was focusing on was the fiscal that starts April 1st, 2020 and ends March 31st, 2021. That statement basically states there won't be a farm sim game between April 1st, 2020 and March 31st, 2021. The Farm Sim 21 released in April 2021. See it come in May. We can see it come in June, July, August. Anytime in 2021 after April 1st, we could see it. And that statement about no new Farm Sim 21 within the next fiscal will also be accurate. That's something to keep in mind. I've got an idea that we're talking about maybe seeing a new Farm Sim maybe in the first half of 2021. And if we do see it in the first half of 2021, are we going to see it called Farm Sim 21? Don't know. Seemed to make sense to me that they would call it Farm Sim 21. They've been sticking kind of with the car model numbering scheme where release the game late in the year and throw next year's number on it. Hopefully, like car manufacturers will do. I'll release a new model, let's say in October, September. That'll be the 2021 model. Buy in 2020. It's the same 2021 model all the way into fairly late into 2021. Then they switch it over to the 2022 model. I had to go save horseplay. It was hung up on the fence over there. I think it had been hung up over there for a little while. Thankfully, he wasn't spraying product, so we didn't empty our herbicide tank, or sprayer tank. So what maps are you guys playing now? What maps are you guys interested in seeing come out? I know there's been some folks that have been really interested and hopeful for the Millennial Farmer map. I believe that map was held up as being a map that would be coming out in the 2018 contest. Got pulled back, and the folks were really thinking, well, if it was close, being ready for the 2021 or the Farm Sim 19 contest back in 2018, then maybe we'll see it fairly early, or toward the end of 2018. I didn't see it. 2019, sorry, didn't see it. Early in 2020, we've seen the map listed as in testing, and now it's gone away again. I can only deduce that it's failed testing for various reasons. And we can always hope we will see it come back. Plant this end up here. Trying to do this a little bit more realistic, like if I were to plant this the way I wanted to, the way I would typically farm stem style it, I would have planted a headland on each end, which would make turning around a lot easier because it puts us much further away from the end of the field. I think this way is technically a bit more accurate. So we're not driving and turning across a bunch of heated ground. But anyone that's watched this channel for long enough knows that we don't hold by the ultra realism requirement here. We'll be realistic to convenience. When it's convenient, we'll be realistic. If it's not so convenient, then we might be a little less realistic. For example, for this field, I think what I'm going to do is just straight passes this way and just pick up the planter, pick up the seeder here at this access road. There he goes, he's done. We're done this field, we'll bring him over. We fill up his tank. Hopefully we'll have enough cottonseed in this thing. Get the job done. What mods are you guys playing recently? There's been a ton of mods come out since I've stopped doing the weekend roundups. I have to tell you, not doing the weekend roundups just feels so freeing. For the end of 2019, I really felt kind of tied to the weekend roundup on Friday night, then going into Saturday morning. It really took a long time to put that series of videos together. I tell you, I don't know if maybe it was the weekend roundup work, maybe it's other things, but I see mods show up in the mod hub. See folks talking about mods being released on Facebook, other places. I tell you what, I don't have the motivation or really that much interest. Well, that's interesting. That's nice. To be honest, I look at them and go, okay, that's nice. I see the need for it. Have any herbicide in here? That is empty. Maybe we have enough to do that field. If not, we can always run bulk spray place. You know, a 7% moisture, we're getting mud splattering up. We're in a new course. One headland pass, counterclockwise. Say after my rant the other week on course play, still hold that really I think course play is good for is kind of this basic spraying, cultivating, seeding work. Maybe setting a course play harvester off, but then carting the grain manually. Careful, I don't want to drive over that crop. I don't think this planter has row crop. We'll just find out. We'll take out one plant if we do. Oh, wait, they're at first growth stage. We're good. Is a function that I forget about sometimes. That in the first growth stage you can drive over the crop and it won't destroy it. I don't think he's going to have enough herbicide. We're definitely probably going to have to run out to farmland, buy a tank full. We're going to need to replenish our farm tank anyway. Might as well, when we have an opportunity, probably when it's raining tomorrow morning, run down to farmland and get a tanker full of herbicide, bring it up here to the farm, because we're going to need to spray these 3 fields. We're going to need to spray our soybean fields. They emerge. Plant, or if we harvest our barley and oats and then turn around and put cotton in, or even if we turn around and put soybeans back in, we're going to have to weed that too. This is going to take a while, and you know what? Probably not going to have enough seed for this either. Have to wait and see. So we had just enough herbicide to do these 2 sunflower seeds, or sunflower fields. 30 gallons left. Are 113 liters of herbicide left after that. Thought while we're down here so close, might as well just go ahead and pull into farmland here. And let's see here. Just the herbicide or fertilizer tanks. These are the fertilizer tanks. Go ahead and come around the side here. Sprayers we could rent if we didn't have our own. Herbicide. It's always so muddy. Fill this up. How much that's going to cost us? $3,500. 1,158 gallons. 1,128 gallons of herbicide. We'll come up here and then up here beside the livestock dealer. Should put us a lot closer to our feeder. Let's go ahead and get back over here and finish this job off. Well, as you can see, we did not make it to the end of the field. I mean, in fact, we probably only got about halfway before we ran out. Got our seed runner. Man, this thing gets dirty fast. Got our seed runner. Hopping this thing off with seed. Like we didn't quite get it full. The front bay. Now we're going to empty the back bay. Go ahead and put this over here by our sprayer. I think we're good on liquid fertilizer. I have to look. To be quite honest, I wasn't really paying that much attention to the liquid fertilizer levels. Oh yeah, 126 gallons. That should do us for the rest of this field. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and finish this out. I want to thank you guys for watching today. You know, what kind of topics, what kind of content you'd be interested in seeing in the upcoming Emerald Coast videos. We move into summertime, then into autumn. There is going to be a plethora of harvest very, very soon in this playlist. I am pretty confident of that. Until next time, happy farming. Be sure to like, subscribe, and click that notification bell.